Hi everyone, welcome to Claire's Crochet. So last week we made some granny squares and I thought that this week it'd be a nice idea to make some more and put them all together to make a baby blanket. So this is what we're going to be making for today's tutorial. If you missed last week, then I have linked it down in the description, so go check that out first. You'll also notice that I have added a square with a second colour sequence. So I've listed the order of the colours down below in the description. Both the join and the border will work for any number of squares. So you can make this blanket as big as you like. It doesn't necessarily have to be a baby blanket. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on, so let's go and make ourselves a blanket. For today's tutorial, you're going to need a total of 25 granny squares. I've got 13 with the pink coloured border, and then I've got 12 with the cream coloured border. You're also going to need the same crochet hook that you used to make your granny squares with, so I'll be using a 5mm hook. You'll need a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, and then you're going to need some yarn. I'll be using Super Soft Baby Aran by James C. Brett, and I'll be using that in the soft pink and in the cream. If you used a different yarn to me to make your granny squares with, you might want to use that instead. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is lay out our granny squares and decide what order we want them to be in. This is how I've got mine. Once we've got all of these laid out, we can start sewing them together. Okay, so I'm going to be using the ladder stitch, also known as the mattress stitch, to sew our squares together. This is a great stitch to use if you have different coloured squares because the join becomes practically invisible once it's finished. Before you start, make sure that all of your squares are right side facing up. I'd recommend using the same yarn that you used in the last round of your granny squares. So I'll be using the cream. So I've added a length of yarn to my needle, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our granny square and we're going to look at the corner stitches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches in the corner. We want to find the third stitch because that means that we'll have the same amount of stitches on every single side of our granny square. So we're going to take our needle, insert into this stitch just using this inside loop. I'm going to pull it through and just make a little knot. We're then going to take our needle and we're going to place it into the middle of this stitch, and then we're going to come back up through the next stitch and pull our needle through. We're then going to take our second square. We're going to find the same corresponding stitch on this one, so we're going to count 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to work down into that third stitch and back up through the next stitch and pull through. Don't need to pull super tightly on this at the minute. I'm then going to fold my squares together because I feel like that makes it easier. So you want wrong side on the inside and right side on the outside. We're then going to come back over to this cream coloured square and we're going to put our needle in this stitch where the yarn's coming out of, and then we're going to come back up through the next stitch and pull through. We're then going to go back over to the pink square and we're going to go back into this same stitch that has the yarn coming out, so we're going to go down and up through the next stitch. Basically going to keep working back and forth on each square, and we're going to be using the same stitch twice. So back over to the cream and we're going to go back down into the same stitch that we've got the yarn coming out of, and then back up through the next stitch and pull. Then go back over to the pink. I'm going to put our needle downwards into that stitch and then back up through the next stitch. Just be careful not to split your yarn while you're doing this. So back over to the cream, we're going to go down and up. Back over to the pink, going down through this stitch and up through the next stitch. Back over to the cream, I'm going to go down through this stitch and then back up through the next. Over to the pink, I'm going to go down through the pink and back up through the next stitch. Okay, then going to unfold our squares because we've got a few stitches on the go now, and you can see like a little ladder forming down the center. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold on to both squares and we're just going to pull down gently on this yarn, and then those ladders will start to disappear. So then we'll just keep working this all the way down to the bottom. So we're going to go down into this stitch in the cream where you've got your yarn coming out of, and back up through the next stitch. Then back over to the pink side. I'm going to go down and up. Back over to the cream, down and up. Back over to the pink, I'm going down and up. Back to the cream, down through this stitch and up through the next. Back to the pink, and down through this stitch and then back up. And then we'll tighten our stitches again. So we're just going to pull gently. So we're just going to do the exact same thing all the way to the bottom, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so once you reach the end, you should have something that looks a bit like this. All we need to do then is flip over our work, and I'm on the pink side, so I'm just going to make a little stitch to bring it back over to the cream. Then I'm going to make a little knot to just secure it. So I just pick up a couple of stitches and pull my needle through, and then I'll make a little loop, and then I'm going to take my needle and bring it back up through that loop and pull to make a little knot. And then I'm going to do that a second time just to make sure it's nice and secure. Then I'm just going to weave this tail end in back and forth a couple of times so it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, then I'm going to snip the yarn. Okay, so what you want to do is just weave in that with a little tail there, and then just keep joining squares until you end up with 5 across. Now that we've got everything stitched together, we can start our border. So to do that, we're going to start with a slip knot. Then going to take our blanket and we're going to find the corner. So we've got 4 stitches in the corner, and we're going to find the 3rd stitch. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to do a standing single crochet or standing double crochet over in the UK into this stitch here. So we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. We're then going to single crochet into every stitch along until we reach the corner. So into the next stitch, we're going to insert our hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Into the next, insert our hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Into the next, insert our hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Into the next, insert our hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so go ahead and make a single crochet into every single stitch along until you reach the corner, and I'll meet you there to show you what to do next. Okay, so I've just got to the corner, so what we're going to do is make 1 single crochet into the next stitch. Then into the next stitch we're going to make 2 single crochet. So 1, 2, all into the same stitch. We're going to mark that last stitch that we made with a stitch marker. This will make it easier for the next round. Then into the next stitch we're going to make 1 single crochet, and then into the next we're going to do 2 single crochet, 1, 2, and that's it for your corners. So what you want to do is make 1 single crochet into every single stitch along the side of the blanket, and then in each corner you're going to make 1 single crochet, then you're going to do 2 single crochet into the same stitch, then 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet into the same stitch. Don't forget to mark those stitches when you get to them, just because it will make it easier for round 2. Okay, I'll meet you back at the beginning of the round and show you what to do to finish off. Okay, so I've just made it to the last corner, and this one's going to be a little bit different. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 single crochet into this next stitch, 1 and 2. Then into the next stitch we're going to make 1 single crochet, and then we're just going to mark that stitch with a stitch marker just to make it a bit easier for round 2. And then we're going to make 1 more single crochet into the same stitch that we made that very first standing single crochet. And then to finish off, I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of that standing single crochet, and then I'm just going to yarn over and pull through. So then we're ready for round 2. Okay, so for round 2 we're going to take our pink yarn and we're going to make a slip knot. And if you're in the US, it'll be a stand-in double crochet, or if you're in the UK, it'll be stand-in treble crochet. So if you've not made that stitch before, what we're going to do is we're going to take our yarn and we're going to wrap it around our hook. We're then going to insert our hook into that same stitch that we fastened off in. We're going to yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so I'll show you that one more time. So yarn round hook. I like to put my finger on the loops on the hook because I feel like it makes it easier for pulling the yarn through on the stitch. So then we're going to insert our hook into that last stitch that we fastened off in, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. We're then going to make 1 double crochet into every single stitch along the row until we get to the next stitch marker. So I'll do a few with you and then I'll let you get to it. So for a double crochet or UK treble crochet, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. I'm going to work over my tail ends, but you can sew them in later on if that's easier. So into the next stitch we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the next, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so into the next, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so go ahead and make a double crochet into every single stitch along until you reach your next stitch marker, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so I've just reached my first stitch marker. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 1 double crochet into this next stitch. I'm going to chain 2, and then we're going to double crochet into the next stitch. And this is going to make our corner. So then what you want to do is make 1 double crochet into every single stitch along each side of your blanket. When you get to your stitch markers, you want to make 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, and I will meet you back at the end. Okay, so I'm about to run out of yarn, so I thought I'd show you how I add in a new ball of yarn. So what we're going to do is we're going to start our next stitch as normal. So we'll yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. We're going to leave these 2 last loops on our hook and just drop this tail end. We'll put that to one side for a second. Grab our new ball of yarn, and then we're just going to place your yarn over your hook and keep hold of that tail end at the back. Then with the working end, we're going to yarn over, and then we're going to pull through both loops. Then going to flip over our work and just pull gently on these 2 tail ends. I then like to make just a small knot at the back to make it secure. Okay, and then you can pick up your yarn and just carry on working as normal. So I'm going to work over these tail ends here and just carry on. Okay, so for round 3 we're going to go back to the cream yarn. So we're going to go ahead and make a slip knot. Then into the last stitch where you just fastened off, we're going to make, if you're in the US, it'll be a standing single crochet. If you're in the UK, it'll be a standing double crochet. So we're going to insert our hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. We're then going to single crochet into every single stitch along the row until we reach the corner. So into the next stitch, I'm going to insert our hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert our hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert our hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. So go ahead and make 1 single crochet or 1 UK double crochet into each stitch along the row, and I'll meet you at the corner. Okay, so I'm just at the corner, so we're going to work 1 more single crochet into that last double crochet before the chains. Then going to work 4 single crochet into the chain 2 space. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then we're just going to carry on single crocheting into every single stitch along the side. When you get to the chain 2 space, you're going to work 4 single crochet, and I'll meet you back at the end. It's worth just mentioning, be careful when you've finished your 4 single crochets into the chain space, don't miss this stitch right here. It might be starting to hide underneath some of these corner stitches. Okay, I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, so I'm just at the last corner. So we'll single crochet into that last double crochet before the chain 2 space. Then we'll do 4 single crochet into the chain 2 space. So 3, 4, and then 1 last single crochet into that last stitch. And then we're going to slip stitch into that very first single crochet that we made. Okay, then gonna snip your yarn over and pull through, and that's it. So all that's left to do now is flip over your work and sew in your tails. And that's our baby blanket finished. So if you like today's tutorial, then please don't forget to hit like and subscribe because it really helps me out. If you've got any questions to do with the granny square or the blanket, then please feel free to leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. If you made one of the squares or if you made the full blanket, then it'd be great if you could tag me in photos on Facebook or on Instagram because I would absolutely love to see what you've made. If you want to follow me on there as well, then that would be great. I post regular updates to do with Claire's crochet and everything that happens over here. I'll leave the link down in the description so that you can find me. I think that's it from me for this week, but I'll be back next week with a new tutorial, so I will see you then. Okay, bye!